I am looking at London session gold on a 1 minute chart, and what I am looking at is a scalp long trade. Okay, we can see that this down candle has taken out all the liquidity and so far has held. So I am on that basis going to take a long entry, stops under there, okay? And I'm looking for a target of these highs, okay? That's about an 80 pip move. So I'm going to take a, let's put this in now. Okay, I have taken a 10 lot and looking for, now that's the high of London, okay? And the timing here is last hour of London session. So I think that the next candle that starts at 4:30 is kind of when this movement will occur. Let's measure the pips. Okay, so I've entered here in this fair value gap. 80 pips. I'm going to take the trade-off inside of this. I'm not going to wait for that entire high. Okay, what I might do is look for a fair value gap. So let's see, what's this high? I'm only looking for 50 pips scalp. So there's 50 pips into that gap. Okay, so I'm going to mark this out. And what I like about this is that we have this high just before this fair value gap. Okay, I think we will tap into this. I think the high of London most likely will be taken. Okay, so we'll watch it. What's the last candle here? So I think I will let this continue moving higher up to around, somewhere in this zone. I think I will let this go. It's all about timing. Okay, 5 minutes before the next 15-minute candle opens up. So this is a 5-minute chart. Okay, just consolidating here. See if we can get a push up into this level here, 2422. Okay, 48 pips. Okay. This is the order block. Okay, generally all this liquidity was taken. This is a 5-minute chart. We had a nice movement up. Now we're back down to that same level here. Okay, still respecting that order block. This down candle has taken out all this liquidity here, and just chopping around here. I am looking for movement back up to these highs. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. And we've still got a couple of minutes to go before the next 15-minute candle opens. I'm expecting that in the last half hour of the London session, from 4:30 a.m. to 5 a.m., that last two 15-minute candles, we should get an expansion higher into our objective. Looking at a 1-minute chart, just chopping around, and there's that down candle has taken all this liquidity. Okay, so I want to see the market remain above this down candle. You can see that the bodies are remaining above. Okay, let's see if we can get a line there. So you can see we kind of are respecting that level. Okay. So we'll keep the 1-minute chart. Actually, let's go into a 3-minute. Yeah, a lot of consolidation at the moment. So that's a 1-minute chart. We'll leave it at the 1 minute. We'll just monitor this market. So here we go. So I want to see price displacement now. It's taking liquidity. It should start to move up. That's what I want to see. Now, on a 15-minute candle, I've mentioned this before, if the price goes down below the level that I didn't want it to go, I won't close that trade until I get past at least halfway into that 15-minute candle. And I have spoken about that because the way you need to understand how a 15-minute candle forms, okay? When a 15-minute candle is coming down, and then at some point, maybe halfway into that 15-minute candle, for example, 7 minutes in or 8 minutes in, it turns around, then what that does is creates a pin. Like if I show you this 15-minute candle right now, you see how it's creating this pin, right? So I will not close a 15-minute candle that I'm looking at just because it's going below a level that I wanted to have my stop, because halfway down into that 15-minute candle, we may start to see price moving up, and that means it's just pinning, and that is a liquidity sweep, like what we see here now, okay? But this is only 6 minutes in, so that's why I will not close a trade just because it's gone below a level where I said I don't want to see it trade below. If it closes there under this, then I would close out the trade and say, sure, you know, that is a stop loss being triggered. Now we can see we're starting to move. You know, this is now showing movement down, okay, but still within halfway of that 15-minute candle, right? So I want to start to see that. So 7, 8 minutes in. Sometimes I've even seen it 11 minutes into a 15-minute candle where it turns around. So when I trade and I want to apply a level on my price action where I don't want to see the price go below, I will monitor it on a 1 minute and a 15-minute chart, you know, to see is it just a liquidity sweep or really is it going to be going down. So that's how I manage my trade. Everybody's different. Some traders will just put a order in to close the position as soon as the trade's below that. I don't, because I understand how the market makers, you know, these levels become liquidity and they sweep the liquidity and then the trade goes in your favor. So that's why I am a little bit more tolerant, and I can be a little bit more tolerant because I'm here looking at the charts. Okay, I accept the risk that if I'm waiting for that 15-minute closure below there, right, then it may be lower than when I wanted to close the trade if it moved against me. But my experience has shown that this works for me. I know how the market makers work, and I know that in the halfway mark of that 15-minute candle, there's often a reversal when it takes liquidity. So that's why I'm still in this. Okay, I'm still in this trade. So I haven't closed it, even though we've traded back below. Okay, I'm watching the time, I'm watching the price action, I'm watching the behavior of what price is doing. If you get above these two up candles, these are the two up candles that created this low. Okay, so if we now trade back above these two up candles, then as any push down, you know, these two, any push down into them should be support. Price should hold that level. So that's what I'm watching for. I'm looking for us to trade above there. Okay, this wasn't just some random time that I decided to enter. I'm watching the market going sideways, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm looking at these candles and entering this position at the last half hour of the last hour of the session, and having a look at, are we going to get a reversal back up, and putting a position on with that expectation. May not occur, trade may not work out, but everything is in alignment with what I'm expecting in this movement, and so I'm okay so far, right? I'm okay so far. So that's what this video is for you to understand my thinking process on entries, management of the trade, what I can see, how I see it, and me articulating what I see and verbalizing that gives you insight into how I trade, and then you will pick up certain things as you're looking at this. Okay, so far I want price closure above these two. I want to see displacement, and then I want to see this level hold once we close above, you know, and this becomes a support zone. So if I draw a box around these two up candles, I want to see price close above there. We're still inside of that price zone. Now we have breached. Got to also get above this. Okay, because any of these up candles could hold price. I want to see down candles as we turn around supporting price. Okay, you know, I want to see these down candles now supporting price as we move up. Okay, this, I want to go through this, and that will become this down candle. Then should support price moving higher. Okay, so I'm still just watching this. I don't want to see the price moving back below these two down candles, right? If it needs to, it can wick down to, there's a gap here. It can wick down into this gap and this order block, but I don't want to see the bodies of these candles close below this zone now. This is my zone now. I believe this is now in a balance. So it shouldn't need to come back down here. Maybe after it's taken the high. It's not saying it's not going to come down here ever. This is just for now as I trade this movement up. So we can see liquidity residing up here. Okay, 2422. So I'm going to be looking at closing this trade out probably around there. So where was my entry at? Entry was at I expect some level of reaction from this level here. Okay. So we expect that could be where we now come down back into these two up candles, or we could go straight through. If we go straight through there, then that's strength. Let's mark this as a different color. I'd like to see go back into this gap and continue higher. So any reaction from this is a resistance level to fair value gap. Any resistance reaction for price moving down, I want to see this gap, if it does come back down here, hold. Okay. Let's mark out this gap. It's good that we're pushing through. I like that. I want to see price really push through with displacement, meaning leaving gaps. That makes this level strong. I'll talk about that once we get above. I want to see candle closures above this level. I want to see price displacement right above. Now this gap, we've gone through this gap and coming back into it. It'll be nice to see that gap now hold as support, okay, and continue higher. The current 15-minute candle is about to end. Right, look at the time down here. Okay. This is now the final 15-minute candle of the London session. Okay. I'm only in front of these charts to talk to you about this trade. This is really not necessary. The only reason I'm sitting here watching this chart is because I want to provide you some commentary on what I see, what I'm thinking, what I'm looking at, how the candles are forming, what these gaps mean, where could support be, where could resistance be, okay? I want to see price move up through quickly above this high, okay? With gaps if we can. I want displacement. Displacement means nice, quick, fast movement. Rapid movement up. Big candles, which is good. That's what I want to see. Okay. I want to see closure. Closure means I want to see the candle close, not just wick. Close above. I want to see 1, 2, 3 above. Nice big candles. Okay. Showing strength. This level is important. I want to see closure above there because that's a high. Okay. So I like that. Closure above. So this is now a low, a high, a lower low. Okay. And a higher high. Right. This now becomes a very key support level. Okay, known as the bullish breaker. Okay, so that's something we've learned. So we have a low, a swing high. Now notice how we came lower. You see that swing low, that is a lower low than this swing. Then from that swing went high above this high. This is a higher high. Any retracement back into this level is bullish. This is now a bullish, what's called a bullish breaker. It's a support zone. Now structure's broken. Right before we were low, high, low. Maybe here would have been down. That was not the case. We continued higher. Structure is now bullish because we've gone above this, closed above this. Any movement down into that zone's price should hold. Okay? Now I am thinking about where to close my trade, and yep, I'm going to let this run up to there. We'll see how price behaves. Okay, 2424. So we're just sitting here waiting now for the market to do its thing. The easy target is above these highs, okay? And maybe that's where I will look at closing this trade. We'll see. That's the easy money, okay? Because above here, you got to think about what's the market doing? What's it reaching for? Yes, it could be reaching for these highs, okay? These are very clean highs. Let's put another line here. Look at these highs here, very clean. That means there's a lot of people who short this. Their stops are above those highs, okay? And that's an easy target. That could be just where the market's reaching to, okay? And then start to move down. So you always got to be thinking about looking at price, thinking about where could the market be reaching for. What's the easy target, right? That's close to the 50 pips that we wanted, right? If I exit above there, that's just on 50 pips. And I like that. I like quick, easy 50 pip movements, okay? Let me see what this blue line is. Let's have a look. That may be okay, that's the closure of this gap. Okay. Time's important as well. The new hour starting soon, which is in 8 minutes. And that'll be the end of the London session. So I do like to be out of my trades prior to the open of a new hour, okay? We may get a pullback into this support zone now, okay? And the price I'm expecting should hold if we get a pullback down into there. I'm going to go mute. I'm going to leave this trade running and I'll assess if I want to close it here or leave it running for higher price objective. Time's important, okay? I want to see if I can close out the trade prior to the new hour starting. That will be the end of the London session as well. Okay, looks like we are getting a pullback into this zone. I want to see how we behave at this level, okay, if we get down there. So there we go. We've got our target. Okay, reached our level. And I will now journal this entry and I will talk with you in a future video. Okay, this trade will be journaled on my Twitter profile.